This intro is quite interesting. It was sent to me by Marini4, and this person did all of the animation and did the music. It was quite interesting. So the actual intro is at the beginning and how the person made it, and an extended version is at the end. Here we go, 2 more back to school cupcakes. You'll need some buttercream frosting to put on the cupcakes. I'm using the buttercream frosting I usually use, and you'll find a link to that video tutorial in the description box and on the annotations on your screen. I tinted the frosting a light yellow and just icing the cupcakes like you normally would. You'll need some either a chunk of chocolate bar, and if you turn that over, it's flat on the back, or you could use these chocolate covered cookies, as long as you have a square shape. I decided to try the chocolate covered cookies. That is green frosting in a piping bag with a small star tip. And I'm just going to do the outline just to give it some color. You can use any color you like, of course. And then a little bit of the white frosting that I set aside. I'm going to draw on ABC. You can do 1, 2, 3 or 1 plus 1 or whatever you'd like to. Now for the details, I'm using Starburst candies. Those are red Starburst candies that I put in the microwave for just a couple seconds to soften it up. I'm making a hole in the top, and then I'm just going to sculpt it a little bit to try to make it look more like an apple. I'm using a Tootsie Roll. These are mini Tootsie Rolls, and it's like a brown colored taffy candy. I'm just going to break off a very tiny piece, and I'm going to make a stem with that, and then just insert it into the hole that I made. You just kind of tilt it over a little bit to make the stem of the apple. The Tootsie Roll company also makes these things called flavor rolls in different flavors and different colors. You could also use Starburst candies as well, or even Airheads candies. And I'm just going to make a little leaf shape with it, a little oval, fold it in half. There's your little leaf. And I'm going to tuck it in beside the stem. And that pretty much is your completed apple. There's a little apple. And you just put the chalkboard on top of the cupcake into the frosting. Add a little apple, and for another detail you can add a piece of chalk. And to do that I use these, I believe they're called Good and Plenty's in the United States. They're called Goodies here. They are candy coated licorice is what that is, and there's your piece of chalk. And that's the blackboard cupcake. For the computer you use another piece of chocolate bar that come in segments, and you have a square piece and a rectangular piece, and the rectangular piece is going to be your keyboard, and a little bit of frosting in a Ziploc bag with just a tiny hole cut in the corner. And I'm going to draw on the little keys and the space bar, and you could try to be more detailed than this if you'd like. I found the idea for both of these cupcakes online, and I'll provide links for those as well if you're interested in looking at them. And I'm going to just draw an outline around the screen or the monitor. You can kind of draw whatever you want on it. I put a little cursor arrow there first. I put the keyboard on, and then the computer screen. I thought it looked a little plain, so I wrote 1, 2, 3 on the screen, but you could write somebody's name. You could, you could just imagine what you could put on there as long as it was small enough. So there is the chalkboard cupcake. One thing you need to know is that Starburst candies, those will melt and kind of get all kind of soggy on the frosting if they're left on the frosting overnight. So if you make these ahead of time, make sure you put the apples on just before you serve them. There's the computer cupcake, and what I did was I added a little mouse by putting a little miniature M&M and then just drawing a little cord with some black frosting. And I actually think that added a lot to it. And there are the 3 back to school cupcakes that I've made, and the link to the school bus one will be in the description box. Give them a try.